I loved our defensive effort, for 40 minutes, and it was probably our best. I know it's been our best in Pac-12 play, possibly the best all year. In terms of our energy, deflections was one of our highest deflection totals. We're very good at ball screen coverage today. We were able to create 17 turnovers, and that's kind of the activity that we had shown through most of the non-conference, and it carried over, getting us more in the open court, and it definitely bought us some time, within that game to get our offense in gear. And in the second half, as many guys that were making big plays one after another, it felt like a breakthrough, and it looked like a lot of what I saw through a lot of the season with the spurts we were able to go on, and the shot making that was happening. But it all started with us getting confidence from our defense and stopping Colorado.
You made that flurry of threes. Was that just a matter of just being due for that to happen, or is there anything that generated that?
These players are too good for us to not be able to do that. You don't do it for 2 months and then it just goes away and you never see it again. So, will they have those type of runs where everyone's making them one on top of the other in the second half? You hope that happens on a regular basis, but it sure felt good for me to see numerous guys make big shots throughout the half.
A little sloppy at times in the first half, second half no turnovers. So that's something you talked about it happening.
Yeah, I just think we got out of, we're trying to do some things that we shouldn't have done, a little bit of, trying passes that weren't necessary. We just talked about trying to keep it simple out there and not try and, make a hero play on offense.
What do you think key to the defensive effort? Did you guys stress that yesterday?
Well, our offense hasn't been as strong as it's been, prior in league play. So, we got to try and find ways to ignite our offense and get stops. And one way that we could use our speed and our ability to get the ball up the floor quickly is if we get rebounds or to create turnovers, and that's going to be a way for us to increase our advantage and not make it strictly a possession-by-possession game in the half court. So if we're able to do that on defense, then it's going to translate to us playing the style and the pace that we want to play.
Coach, what did you say to your team at halftime that might have sparked the second half they had?
I just felt like we were defending. We created a bunch of turnovers. We had great energy on defense. We were 0 for 10 from 3 at halftime. We had some really good open looks too. Just wanted everyone to stay calm and stay with what we're doing and focus on defense the first 4 minutes again and not have any breakdowns. This morning we didn't even show an edit of Colorado this morning. We watched from when it was 52-44 at Colorado to the end of regulation, just to see how we put ourselves in that situation. And so just seeing the mistakes, especially on defense, and making sure that we don't repeat that today.
Would you say that they were playing with a chip on their shoulder just because of last time?
I just think that the way we lost on on Thursday, and we were one shot away from from this being 2 wins in a row, and it takes something away from you. And I think that maybe from a confidence standpoint on offense, that might have carried over a little bit in the first half. But it was. I think the guys maybe just had enough. You could ask them, but they're too talented and they've done too much this year and made so many big plays that they were due to all do it together, which they did in that second half.
Shannon's had a few really big second halves after some quiet first half performances in recent weeks. What do you think? What do you make of that?
Yeah, it's a 40-minute game. I think he missed a couple early and just a little bit out of sync with some of his drives into the paint, but he circled the wagons and figured things out in that second half.
Is there something about just his will to kind of push you guys through that's been a big key in second halves?
I mean, it's really, you know, again, I think he's a big part of it. You know, when he's hitting those momentum shots, it really, you know, it ignites, you know, what we're doing. As Trey's shots, Trey hit some big ones as well, and you know, even Vitali got one for us to get things going. So it was, you know, it was a team game, but it was mainly our defense. I would love to start singling out, you know, individual players for their performances, and they deserve it. They, you know, Trey, Shannon, these guys play great, but it was more of a collective mindset of defending that that put us in a great position tonight.
You guys are at the midpoint of the conference season now, and I know it didn't go your way or go the way you wanted the whole time, but how would you assess just the first half of the conference season?
Yeah, I mean, you feel like you could be, you know, your record could be a little different if a few different things happen that don't happen. And again, you just feel good that you know you have a majority of the games left at home, and we have to play better in the last 9. You know, we have to, you know, our record, you know, can't be what it's been through the first 9, and you know, I have a feeling that, you know, we could use the momentum that we got here in the second half and bring that into the second half of Pac-12 play.
And once again, the crowd turned out and really seemed to get behind the team. It seemed the guys fed off that.
Of course, I mean, it's been outstanding and it's been consistent, and it was very impactful tonight, second half when we got rolling, and you know, we were hitting our shots and stopping them, and you know, it seems like it just got louder and louder. So it was a great atmosphere to be a part of.
How good was it to see what you'd seen early in the season kind of manifest itself?
That was the best thing for me, because I loved that my players and the guys competed the way they did in the first half, especially on defense. But our offense just didn't look really anything like what we have been through the majority of the season. So to see it come alive like that and it spread through multiple guys, you know, it was fun. It reminded me a lot of who we've been most of the year.
When you guys struggled early in conference play, were you maybe more puzzled trying to look for answers, or did you have that confidence knowing that something like this would eventually show up?
Well, this is a good league. It's an underrated league. Okay, I mean, I don't care what, you know, everyone thinks from all over the country about the Pac-12 not being a solid league. Like, you know, Utah is a legit team. You know, Utah, I mean, I think they lost by 1 at Arizona today, and you know, so that was our opponent the other night, and they're well coached. These teams have had good game plans against us. There are good coaches in this league. Colorado, no different. Teams have tried to throw the ball inside and pound us inside. Teams have tried to crash the offensive board. Teams have tried to make it a possession game, go deep in the shot clock, try and crash the offensive glass and shorten the game. We've had to face numerous styles, and I think that we've discovered some patience to play through these games, because you know, these coaches are good, these teams are good, you know, they get their teams ready to play us, and we have to be prepared to play a close game. You know, we're just not going to, you know, roll into town somewhere or come in here and just blow people out. You know, we have to be prepared, you know, to play the game on whatever terms are handed to us. And I think that we're showing more patience and more grit to play in these games, in these tight games, no matter what the circumstances are.
You guys good?
I was a ramble. I was Thanks, guys.